Right, it's time to look at how resale stores charge for shelf space. Let's take an example. Imagine walking down a Target or a Cub Foods or some retail resale store, noticing all the shelves and all the different products that line these shelves. Well, the question is, how do resale stores make money selling other people's products, like this Prego uh, spaghetti sauce versus these other brands? Well, one of the ways that they make profit, that resale stores make profit, is they charge a percent of sales from these different providers. Well, let's imagine this. Let's imagine that the average person is about this tall. And so their head and their eyesight is kind of right here in these two shelves. Notice that they would have to bend down pretty far to see this bottom shelf here. So in the retail world, these two shelves are known as high visibility shelves. In other words, you're going to get, most of the customers are going to purchase from here just because it's so convenient. Well, look at these two shelves. We call these medium visibility shelves. In other words, they're not as easy to see as these two, but they're pretty easy. People are used to looking up here and down here. And then finally, we have a low visibility shelf. So, this obviously is hard for people to see. Let's imagine that you work for a company, or let's just take Newman's Own spaghetti sauce. Where do you think they want to be placed? Do you think they want to be placed down here, 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 or here? Well, obviously, if most of the sales come from these two shelves, Newman's Own wants to be placed in here. That's where they're going to drive a lot more sales. Well, the resale stores know this. Target knows this. And so they charge differently based on what shelf you're occupying. For instance, now these numbers I just made up. So these aren't true reflections of what someone like Target charges, but I just made these up to illustrate the point. Wonder if the resale store charged 20% of revenue for every sale on these two shelves. So if this bottle of spaghetti sauce sold, Target would charge 20% of that. They would keep 20% of that. Versus the medium visibility, wonder if they charge 10% here, so less. So if this bottle of Prego, every time one of these bottles sells, Target keeps 10%. And then low visibility, 5%. So every time one of these bottles sells, Target keeps 5%. Let's go see what that looks like mathematically. Let's imagine that we have a bottle of Newman's Own spaghetti sauce for $3. Let's imagine that this bottle is placed in the high visibility zone, so Target's going to keep 20%. Well, if you take $3 times 20%, that's 60 cents. So every time one of these bottles is sold out of a high visibility shelf, Target keeps 60 cents and the company gets $2.40. Okay. Now, if Newman's Old sold 200 bottles in a month, so 200 of these, times 60 cents is $120 that Target gets to pocket. Okay. Let's look at this example right here. Now, let's imagine Newman's Own gets placed on a medium visibility shelf. So now Target is keeping 10%. Well, hey, the retail price is the same, $3. But now the resale store is cut in half. So it's 30 cents per bottle. So every time a bottle is sold, Target or the resale store keeps 30 cents. And the spaghetti company, in this case Newman's Own, gets $2.70. Versus here, the resale store was charging 60 cents, so they're keeping more of the money. Let's go look at what it looks like on the low visibility, so 5%. So the resale store keeps 5%. So again, same retail price, $3. Now the resale store is keeping only 15 cents out of this $3, and the spaghetti company is keeping $2.85. So this is some of the economics of how this all works. So let's come over here. Well, let's do this. The last thing is I want you to notice that there's if we look back at this, notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves in this case. 5 shelves. Notice that 2 of the shelves is high visibility, 2 of the shelves are medium visibility, and 1 shelf is low visibility. Well, that translates to 20% of all shelving space being low visibility, 40% of all medium visibility, 40% of all shelf space is medium visibility, and 40% of all shelf space is high visibility. Let's go see what that looks like out in our model here. Give me 1 second. Okay. So we're going to start off in step 1 right here. We have our three categories of visibility. We have low, medium, and high. Now you get to decide how much you're going to charge, what percent you're going to charge for low visibility, medium, and high. I just picked some numbers here. You can change these. So you can say, hey, I'm gonna keep 5% of all sales in my low visibility shelves. I'm gonna bump that up to 15% for medium and 30% for high. Great. What that means, let's come down here and look at a product. Let's say that we are gonna stock, I don't know, some kind of like Jordan shoes. Let's estimate that they're going to sell, this provider or brand is going to sell about 400 pairs a month, and they're going to charge, I don't know, $135 per pair. So price to customer, $135. Now you get to decide where you want to have this here. Do you want this in a low visibility, a medium visibility, or a high visibility? So let's choose medium visibility. Because I chose 15%, that means every time they sell a shoe, the company gets to keep 15% of that. That comes up to a monthly revenue of $8,100. Let's put them at a high visibility. Wow, now notice that the percent we're keeping doubled. And so our profit doubled as a resale store. They're still selling $400. They're still selling at $135. We're just keeping more of the money. So what you're going to do is you're going to enter all the products you're going to sell, and you're going to choose, you're going to estimate how many they're going to sell a month, what price they're going to sell at, and then you're going to decide what shelf it goes on. And you're going to see how that affects your profit. Now, the last trick, and this is the thing that I wanted to show you here, is you should be having 20% of your products on low visibility shelving. You should have about 40% on medium and about 40% on high. So that's going to show right here. Right now, it looks like I got 25% of my products on low visibility. That's higher than it should be. So I'm going to go change one of these. Medium, notice, so if I change a medium to a low, notice that now we're kind of more in line. Are we? I'm sorry. We should be 20, 40, 40. And this is, we should change a low here to a medium and maybe another low to a medium. Not perfect, but getting closer. So actually, it was not closer. So, I would say this is probably we're trying to get as close as we can. So just try to keep this at 20%, 40%, and 40%. Because that's how much shelf space we have. We have, 40% of our shelf space is high visibility, 40% is medium, and 20% is low. So that's how you're going to put this together for the revenue side and how you're going to calculate your shelf space. And again, always be monitoring your profits because that's really important. And so you can look and see, hey, based on this, we're having $20,000 of revenue a month. All right. Well, hey, that's how you calculate shelf space in a resale store business.